The road unspools like a gray ribbon through a sea of green, winding endlessly through the heart of the mountains. It's a path that seems to stretch on forever, inviting you to lose yourself in its gentle curves and the lushness that surrounds it. In Laos, mountains ripple toward the horizon, softened by haze that blurs the line between earth and sky. Each ridge fades into the next, creating a sense of infinite distance, as if the land itself is breathing in slow, quiet waves. You can drive for an hour and see only the occasional stilt house, smoke curling from its kitchen fire, a silent testament to the lives unfolding quietly within. These homes, perched above the earth, seem almost to float in the stillness, their presence a gentle reminder of human resilience in a vast landscape. The silence is profound, broken only by your engine and a distant jungle bird. The air is thick with the scent of earth and foliage, and every sound, every rustle, every call feels magnified in the emptiness. No billboards, no traffic jams, just an overwhelming sense of space. Here, the road belongs to you alone, and the world feels untouched, as if time itself has slowed to a gentle crawl. This is a landscape that whispers, inviting you into its quiet embrace. The morning light spills softly over fields and forests, painting everything in gold and green, and you feel the weight of silence settle around you like a warm blanket. Cambodia offers a different, yet equally spacious tableau. Endless rice paddies under a vast sky, sugar palms standing like sentinels. The fields stretch to the horizon, reflecting the clouds above, and the air shimmers with heat and possibility. Water buffalo wade in muddy pools, their slow movements echoing the unhurried pace of rural life. Here, the land dwarfs the human presence, creating a rare solitude that is both humbling and serene. This emptiness is not just a feeling, it's a statistical reality, visible from above in the scattered villages and wide open spaces that define the region. Laos, the size of the UK, has just over 7 million people. The UK has over 67 million. Imagine the same land, but with only a fraction of the people. Vast stretches where nature reigns and human footprints are few. Cambodia, with 17 million, is also far less dense than its neighbors. Its countryside is marked by open farmland and distant clusters of homes, a landscape shaped by both history and geography. Fly from Bangkok to Phnom Penh, and city lights give way to darkness. The land below is mostly unlit, a patchwork of shadow and faint glimmers, revealing just how empty these countries remain after night falls. Why are these lands so empty? The answer lies in a tapestry of brutal history, challenging geography, and political turmoil. Generations have been shaped by conflict, migration, and the struggle to survive in difficult terrain. To understand, we must journey back in time, exploring the wars, ideologies, and landscapes that shaped these nations. Only then can we begin to grasp the true meaning of emptiness in Laos and Cambodia, a silence that echoes with the stories of the past and the resilience of those who remain. The quietness of Cambodia and Laos is rooted in the echoes of their past. The Vietnam War spilled into Laos, making it the most heavily bombed country per capita in history. Millions of tons of bombs forced communities to flee, leaving a deadly legacy of unexploded ordnance that still claims lives and stunts development. In Cambodia, the Vietnam War's chaos paved the way for the Khmer Rouge. From 1975, Pol Pot's regime emptied cities, forcing millions into labor camps. Nearly a quarter of the population perished. The genocide left a missing generation, tearing apart the social fabric. When the regime fell, Cambodia was a nation of survivors, traumatized and depopulated. These tragedies explain the empty spaces and the missing generation in the heartland. The scars of war and genocide are etched into the land and its people. The land itself shapes where people live in Cambodia and Laos. Laos is landlocked, dominated by rugged mountains and high plateaus, making much of it hard to farm or build on. Most people live along the Mekong River, the country's lifeline. The lack of a coastline means no major port cities, keeping populations dispersed and rural. Cambodia is flatter, with a vast plain formed by the Mekong and Tonle Sap, ideal for rice cultivation. Yet, annual floods and remote mountains still limit where people settle. The Cardamom and Elephant Mountains remain sparsely populated, serving as refuges for wildlife and, historically, guerrilla groups. Geography channels people into fertile zones, leaving much of the land remote and empty. The land, quietly, dictates the limits of settlement and growth. Imagine yourself soaring above a quiet village in northern Laos. Clusters of wooden houses perched on stilts, nestled along the gentle curve of a winding river. The landscape is lush and green, with the river serving as the lifeblood of the community, providing water, food, and a place for children to play. Here, the day doesn't begin with the blare of car horns or the rush of commuters. Instead, it starts with the crowing of roosters and the soft glow of sunrise spilling over the rooftops, signaling a new day in the village. As the village awakens, women in vibrant patterned skirts gather at the communal water tap. Their laughter and conversation fill the air, and their clothing brings a burst of color to the earthy tones of the ground and wooden homes. Men can be seen preparing fishing nets by hand, or tending to the emerald rice paddies that stretch out beyond the village. Meanwhile, children run barefoot through dusty lanes, their shouts and laughter echoing between the houses as they invent games with whatever they can find. Life here moves at a gentle pace. There's no rush. Time flows with the sun and the changing seasons, allowing people to savor each moment and each task. In the shade of a stilt house, an elderly man sits weaving a bamboo basket. His hands move with practiced skill, repeating motions passed down through generations, preserving a craft that is both useful and deeply rooted in tradition. The sense of community is strong here. Neighbors gather to share meals, stories, and laughter. In times of joy or sorrow, everyone comes together, reinforcing the bonds that hold the village together. As the afternoon sun climbs higher, the village quiets down. People retreat to the cool shade beneath their homes, resting in hammocks that sway gently in the breeze, taking time to relax and recharge. Occasionally, the arrival of a motorbike vendor brings a burst of excitement. Villagers gather around, eager to see what goods or treats have been brought from the outside world. The local economy is simple and self-sustaining. Families rely on subsistence farming, fishing in the river, and weaving beautiful textiles on traditional looms. As evening falls, the air fills with the delicious aroma of sticky rice steaming and fish grilling over open fires. Families gather together to share their evening meal, ending the day with warmth and togetherness. This slow, communal way of life stands in stark contrast to the fast-paced, crowded cities. Here, the low population density allows for peace, connection, and a rhythm of life that feels timeless. In a town like Kampot, the countryside's emptiness gives way to a gentle hum of activity. The morning market is the heart. Farmers and fishers arrive before sunrise, the air thick with bargaining and the scent of noodle soup. Faces show resilience, lit with warmth and humor. As the day unfolds, shop fronts open, motorbikes weave through streets, and small businesses thrive. Entrepreneurship is everywhere. A woman sells sugarcane juice, a man repairs bicycles on the pavement. These enterprises are the backbone of the local economy. Despite visible scars, an older generation thinned by tragedy, there's a sense of hope and forward momentum. In the afternoon, families stroll the riverfront, children fly kites, and the town feels content, not crowded. Kampot is a microcosm, marked by tragedy but defined by quiet dignity and optimism. The space and tranquility here are distinctly Cambodian. Cross from Laos into Vietnam or Cambodia into Thailand, and the contrast is immediate. Quiet roads give way to a chaotic symphony of horns and engines. Vietnam's cities are a whirlwind of motion, with rivers of motorbikes and tightly packed buildings. Thailand's Bangkok is a sprawling metropolis, vibrant and dense. These countries avoided the internal devastation that hollowed out Cambodia and Laos. Thailand sidestepped direct conflict. Vietnam, with a larger population and strong government, rebounded quickly after war. In Vietnam and Thailand, competition for space and resources is intense. Life is faster and more stressful. In Cambodia and Laos, the pace is slower, interactions more personal. Emptiness brings economic challenges, but also fosters community and tranquility. The quietness of Cambodia and Laos is shaped as much by their neighbors' noise as by their own silence. Low population density brings economic challenges, a smaller market, limited labor force, and costly infrastructure. Laos relies on hydroelectric power, aiming to be the battery of Southeast Asia, but at environmental and social costs. Cambodia leans on agriculture, garments, and tourism, making it vulnerable to global shifts. Yet emptiness is also an opportunity. Vast, undeveloped landscapes attract travelers seeking authenticity and nature. Ecotourism and community-based tourism offer sustainable income without massive industrialization. The challenge is to grow without losing the emptiness and culture that draw visitors. Abundant land could support high-value, organic agriculture for global markets. The key is building infrastructure and connecting farmers to buyers. In a crowded world, the greatest asset for Cambodia and Laos may be their beautiful open spaces. Low population density has created sanctuaries for wildlife in Laos and Cambodia. Vast forests and remote mountains remain some of Southeast Asia's last wilderness areas. In Cambodia's Cardamom Mountains, elephants, leopards, and sun bears survive where few people go. Laos's forests shelter rare creatures like the saola and gibbons. These wild places are a gift and a responsibility. Emptiness makes them hard to police. Illegal logging and poaching are constant threats. Protecting these areas requires effort from governments, NGOs, and local communities. Sustainable ecotourism can create incentives to preserve nature. Here, emptiness offers a chance for people and wildlife to thrive together. Cambodia and Laos stand at a crossroads, places where the past and future meet, and every decision shapes the journey ahead. Their quietness is both a challenge and an asset. The stillness can feel isolating, yet it also offers a unique opportunity for reflection and renewal. Younger generations are more connected and ambitious than ever before, using technology to reach beyond their borders, seeking opportunity and growth in ways their parents could only imagine. Tourism is a visible agent of change, bringing new ideas, cultures, and possibilities into these communities. But the challenge is to spread its benefits beyond hotspots. Community-based tourism empowers locals, offers authentic experiences, and helps preserve traditions while creating new livelihoods. Infrastructure is rapidly changing the landscape, opening up once isolated areas and transforming daily life. New roads and bridges connect remote areas to markets and services, making it easier for families to access education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. Yet growth must be managed carefully to avoid the environmental and social pitfalls seen elsewhere. Protecting forests, rivers, and cultural heritage is essential for lasting progress. The hope is for a sustainable, equitable model of progress, one that balances development with respect for nature and community. The future lies in the hands of resilient people who have weathered hardship and now look forward with determination and hope. They are ready to build on a foundation of survival, turning lessons from the past into stepping stones for a brighter tomorrow. Emptiness is a legacy of tragedy, a reminder of what was lost, but also of what can be regained. With each new day, that emptiness can become a canvas for peace and prosperity, filled with laughter, learning, and hope. The goal? Quiet roads filled not with chaos or fear, but with the hum of a hopeful society. In these whispering lands, every gentle step forward is a testament to resilience. Here, peace and space remain a rare and precious gift, waiting to be cherished and shared with generations to come.